Hi, this is Phoenix Genesis. Everybody should hike with the cat on the Pacific Crest Trail. Actually, there was a lady hiking with a cat, and I've hiked with my cat. Check out some of my cat hiking videos. But what I want to talk about today is I was really impressed with Enlightened Equipment's customer service. I have been deciding on a new quilt for my next portion of the Pacific Crest Trail, waiting for the snow to melt because I'm going ultralight. And I've just been spending weeks looking at different companies, and I just love customer service. I love to be able to call a company up and get on the phone and have a real person answer my questions, and because they're very, I don't want to email things and sometimes they don't understand what you're saying. I would be able to ask all my list of questions, and I was really surprised. They answered the phone right away and answered every question I had. So I had questions about they're having a sale right now on their import quilts, and basically they're the exact same as their stock Revelation quilts, but the import Revelation quilts, the outer part was sewn abroad, and then they're just stuffed in the US, like their regular quilts, and the regular stock quilts are sewn in the United States. So that's basically the difference, and they have an overstock, and it's a great price from $280 to $205 for the 30-degree quilt. That's a steal. $190 for the 40-degree. They do have limited sizes, but check that out. But it was interesting because I'm kind of cold, and I'm very good with campsite placement and wearing extra clothes, but I'm still kind of cold. So I found out that a lot of the quilts, the rating they give you isn't the comfort rating, it's the lower limit, and Enlightened Equipment does give you a lower limit. So really they recommend the 0-degree quilt, and that's going to give you 15 to 20 degree Fahrenheit comfort for the 0 Fahrenheit quilt. And what they were recommending is a 10D outside and a 7D inside. That's really soft and luxurious, and I'm all about, you guys know I'm all about texture, and feeling of things, and that's why I don't order a lot online, because I really need to feel and I need to know that it's comfortable, because when you're dirty on the trail and you're hot on the trail or cold on the trail, and you just really need to be comfortable, and the feeling and texture of everything kind of gets amplified. So it's good. So they were saying the 7D inside is just really nice and luxurious. 10D, because I cowboy camp a lot, and 7D tends to rip. If you look at Homemade Wanderlust, she was showing that her 7D Z-Packs had actually, sleeping bag had ripped by the time she got to Mount Whitney. That's not a good thing for me. I need my gear to kind of be tough, but I found with my 15D Western Mountaineering underquilt, which I was using the Sling Light as an overquilt, and it was a 15D, which is great as the underquilt because it might rub against the ground, but I was just sweating. It was really kind of not breathable, and that's another thing. I really need my quilt to be breathable to kind of get that moisture out and then trap it into the bivy sack, and I'll go over bivy sacks in a minute. And Enlightened Equipment also said now this year, new, they overstuffed by 130%, which is great. I was looking at some other companies. I think it was UGT, the Bandit quilt, and they overstuffed by 130. And Z-Packs also overstuffs by 130, so that's good. And I like the 950 down if you're getting custom versus 900. I mean, anything the higher it goes, the easier it packs down. And when I like to go with 14 to 22 liter packs on the Pacific Crest Trail, so I can be light, fast, and free. So the compressibility is everything. I take that Sea to Summit 8-ounce compression sack, and I can get my quilt in there, and I can get my down jacket in there, and that's very important to me because that's the bottom of my pack. If that doesn't fit, I don't have a sleep system. And so for lengthwise, that was another question I had too, is I'm about 5'4" now, and I was wondering what size, and they said the short is actually 72 inches, and that's perfect for me. I mean, I don't need anything more than that. And they said as a side sleeper, they recommend the regular, because I do roll around, and that was the problem with the underquilt being only, I think it was 45 inches for the underquilt. I would roll over and whoop, all the warm air would go out and the cold air would come in. And I guess their regular is 54 inches, and their foot box is 40 inches, and the foot box completely unzips, which is great, and there's a little hole there. So that was another question. Could I take my Enlightened Equipment quilt and pot it for my hammock so I wouldn't have to bring a top and bottom quilt? Because I just recently got the Thermarest Uber Light which by the way I love. I gotta do a review on that. I got the regular size, which is 6 feet, and they said yes, you can pot it. So with that, and then also having the uber light air mattress, I'm gonna be great. My ultralight hammock. So that's it, and I recommend checking out Enlightened Equipment's website, and I can put a link in the description. And I want to show you two other things too. So the thing with a quilt too that I worry about is, because it is down and I am cowboy camping, I've decided now to take some bivvies, and I just want to go over those real quick with you. So here's just a little solid bivvy. Sorry, I used different sacks. This is not a thermal one, but this is the sack. I got this free from a hiker in Idlewild in 2017 because I fixed a 10 out of a hiker box for him. So this is a kind of a lightweight waterproof bivvy that you can put your down in. And again, I just like to have if it's raining hard, I want something like this on the exterior. I don't know about breathability. It's supposed to be breathable, so I kind of wanted to have a second one too, but this is really light. This is 5 ounces if you want to go ultra light. So also what I did, and this is a sack it came in. Yes, I bought this at Goodwill. It's just a cheapy kids sleeping bag. It weighed 2 pounds with really cheap insulation, and I gutted it out and I put this in the Sol Escape bivvy sack, so you can see absolutely how incredibly small this packs down now. And so this is kind of my breathable, fully blanketed, adjustable with the zipper bivvy. This weighs 12 ounces, and what I'm going to end up doing with this actually is I cut holes in it to take the cheap insulation out, and I'm going to stuff it with husky down, because the Siberian husky is very water repellent, if not completely waterproof, and insulates down to -75 below zero theoretically. So I can actually stuff a couple ounces of husky hair in here, and then put, say, an Enlightened Equipment 30 or 40 degree quilt, and kind of boost the rating so I can have like kind of a double layer insulated. Because as you know, with quilts, if you're getting down into the 20 degrees, 0 degrees, -5 or 10 degrees, draft becomes more of an issue. So to be able to have something that zips up, but again, packability and mobility, have a modular system so that I can actually use this when I need it, or maybe even rough conditions where there's obsidian in Oregon on the Pacific Crest Trail where I don't want to rip the thin denier of the quilt. I can use this, and then when I don't need it, it just packs down to nothing and doesn't take up a lot of space, and I attach it to the outside of my hydration running pack. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Phoenix Genesis. I'll be back on the trail in the week. Bye.